Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today, our mini lesson is going to focus on using transitions in our writing. So, transitions are just a way for us to help our readers understand the connections between our ideas and or the events in our stories. By making the connections between those things more clear or more explicit for our readers, we help to keep them more engaged in the story because they're better able to understand what's happening and how things are related. So, in most narratives, a lot of the transition words or phrases that we will be using has to do with sequence or the order in which events happen. And I have given you this list of common narrative transitions that you can use while you are writing. So, note that anything that's in a parenthesis, like as it rained right here, that's just giving you an example of how you could use the transition. So, instead of maybe saying as it rained, you could say as we walked to the park, or while stopping at the grocery store, or during the baseball game, right? You can change the stuff that's in the parentheses to meet your needs for your story. Let's go ahead and look a little bit more closely at transitions. So here is an example from 11 by Sandra Cisneros. We're going to look at, this comes from the paragraph directly before this one. We're going to look at how these two are connected. So this is Rachel, the narrator, speaking again. Today I'm 11. There's a cake Mama's making for tonight, and when Papa comes home from work, we'll eat it. There'll be candles and presents, and everybody will sing happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Rachel, only it's too late. I'm 11 today. I'm 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. But I wish I was 102. So Sandra Cisneros did something a little bit different here. She didn't just use the sequential transitions that I had right there. Instead, she's connecting these two paragraphs by repeating this same idea. Today I'm 11. I'm 11 today, right? And then she's repeating that because that's an essential part of her story. It's important, and she wants us to understand that. Okay, so that idea that it's Rachel's birthday, that's the connecting idea between these two. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. Here's an example from Hatchet. And again, Gary Paulson isn't using the simple sequential words that I gave you an example of. He's going to do something different here. So this is from the first paragraph of that passage we read from Hatchet, and then this is the beginning of the second one. The searchers would get government planes and cover both sides of the flight plan filed by the pilot and search until they found him. Maybe even today. They might come today. So in his first paragraph, Gary Paulson is talking about the things that Brian remembers from seeing plane crashes and stuff in the news. So he's thinking about what they're going to do. And then in the second paragraph, he starts thinking more specifically about when he is going to get saved. Okay, so it is kind of generally how the plane crashes are, how people are found in plane crashes generally. And then in this one, it shifts from generally to specifically Brian. Okay, so I want you guys to practice a more advanced type of transition called a blended transition. And it's where you can combine ideas from the paragraph from before and the paragraph that comes after. So here's just a simple little example one. First, you start by writing your paragraph A, Then you write your paragraph B, and then you figure out the transition between them. Okay? So my paragraph A says, "My kitchen is not very trendy. It's filled with wicker baskets. Pink and blue wooden hearts are everywhere. The furniture and wallpaper is outdated and old fashioned." So that's paragraph A. Then I go over to paragraph B. "Technology and electronic gadgets are throughout the living room. There's a huge flat screen TV mounted on the wall. The leather furniture is arranged so no matter where you sit, the surround sound is perfect." So without a transition between paragraph A and paragraph B, it's kind of a jarring shift in ideas. But we can use this blended transition where I take a little bit of the idea from paragraph A and a little bit of the ideas from paragraph B, and I combine them into one sentence. So you can see the orange here relates back to my paragraph A, the yellow relates back to my paragraph B. And this is how I decided to combine the two sets of ideas so that I could make a clear transition sentence. "My kitchen may be old and outdated, but my living room is high tech." And so now this transition would become my first sentence here, and that will help my narrative or my essay, whatever I'm writing, flow more smoothly. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my example. I'm not going to read my whole paragraph, but it's mostly focused on the bottom part and then the top part here. So I had to figure out how to transition better between my paragraph A and my paragraph B. "Would she find friends at this new school, or would she be doomed to be the loner walking the school halls by herself for the foreseeable future?" And then, "Kaylin missed her old friends and her old school." So I decided to combine that by creating this transition. "While Kaylin was envisioning herself walking down a hallway all alone, she felt a sudden pang of longing for her old friends and her old school." So basically, I combined ideas from my last sentence in my paragraph A and my first sentence in my paragraph B to come up with this new transition. And then I just went here to my narrative and changed or added that new sentence there. And actually, I got rid of the first sentence that I originally had for paragraph B because I liked this transition sentence better. I went ahead and I highlighted all of the transitions in my essay or my narrative for you, as well as an explanation for each one. So you can go through and look at my transitions to get more ideas about transitions for your narrative. You're going to go ahead and fill out this transitions work assignment. Put your paragraph A first, then your paragraph B, and then create a transition that blends ideas from both of them. And then I want to see that new blended transition added to your narrative in the correct place. All right, guys, I'm excited to see how you do with these transitions. Go ahead and get going.